Hi, this is Debbie of Debi and Dr. Rob, and I wanted to talk to you today about the love shadow. And the love shadow is based on Jungian psychology, where you have this part of yourself that is hidden from yourself. It's not conscious, and that's why it's called the shadow. It doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong or evil or dark or something negative, but it's something that your conscious mind, your persona, is not allowing to have its full self-expression because you learned how to relate to others, and these qualities or these aspects of yourself seem to be unacceptable. So, for instance, you could have been brought up in a household where people said, "Don't brag, don't really talk about yourself," and so you would adapt that in your shadow, where you would create a persona that would be the opposite of that. So think of the shadow being something that's opposite of what your persona is. So if you choose to be pleasant and nice, the opposite would be to be mean and rude would be in your shadow. And a lot of us have those aspects of us in the shadow that we don't want to think of ourselves that way. Where another side of that would be someone who has nice in their shadow because they're so afraid if they're nice, they're going to be taken advantage of. So they come across as very controlling or aggressive or abrasive to basically protect themselves. So we adapted these qualities for ourselves for survival. Now, what happens when we go out and date is that we end up using these same survival tools. We call it our little survival toolkit to relate in life. And have you ever noticed that when you meet someone new that you really like, you seem to have a little guard up maybe? You might have a hesitation of revealing everything, or maybe walking on eggshells a little bit, or a little anxious of, are they the right person? Should I trust them? That's all a part of this package that we have in our psyche to survive. Now, here's what happens is that we tend to attract people who reflect our shadow. So we can become conscious of it and actually bring it into balance. Now, if you want to find out what's in your shadow, I want you to think about this. Think about the one quality that you absolutely think is your best quality. Think about that. Say it's niceness, say it's kindness, say it's to be attractive. Now, the opposite of that quality is in your shadow. So I want you to just take that one quick example, and I want you to ask yourself this question. How has hiding this part of me, or repressing this part of me, or rejecting this part of me limited my life and limited my expression in love? So if you have attractive as your persona, unattractive in your shadow, how do you protect yourself from ever being unattractive? And you will notice that when you think about it, there's a feeling that arises. It's like a trigger that arises. And so if someone rejects you, it may be that feeling that they don't think I'm attractive. And that's what's really happening. And you are thinking, this person is the love of my life or the one for me, and they rejected me. But what they're doing is actually touching that part of your shadow. Now, in our program, Engaged in a Year, what we help people do is go through this process of understanding these triggers, so then we are free to choose the person that we really want to be with based on our true self, not by this conditioned part of ourself. So ask yourself these questions and stay tuned for another video on how to work with your shadow.